महेश्वरा गुरुर् साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे जय शुभदायिनी वरदायिनी जय 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 माता सरस्वती जय शुभदायिनी वरदायिनी जय 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 माता सरस्वती जय शुभदायिनी वरदायिनी जय 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 माता सरस्वती जय शुभदायिनी वरदायिनी हंसवाहिनी परमासन भावे जय 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 माता सरस्वती जय शुभदायिनी वरदायिनी जय शुभदायिनी वरदायिनी जय शुभदायिनी वरदायिनी। भजो केशवा हरि नंदलाला भजो केशवा हरि नंदलाला। भजो केशवा हरि नंदलाला भजो केशवा हरि नंदलाला। भजो गिरधारी गोपाला भजो गिरधारी गोपाला भजो केशवा हरि नंदलाला भजो केशवा हरि नंदलाला। मथुरा में हरि जन्म लियो है मथुरा में हरि जन्म लियो है मथुरा में हरि जन्म लियो है। गोकुल झूले नंदलाला गोकुल झूले नंदलाला भजो केशवा हरि नंदलाला भजो केशवा हरि नंदलाला। मोर मुकुट पीतांबर सोहै मोर मुकुट पीतांबर सोहै मोर मुकुट पीतांबर सोहै गले वैजंती माला गले वैजंती माला भजो केशवा हरि नंदलाला भजो केशवा हरि नंदलाला। भजो गिरधारी गोपाला भजो गिरधारी गोपाला भजो केशवा हरि नंदलाला भजो केशवा हरि नंदलाला। हरि नंदलाला हरि नंदलाला।
श्यावर रामचंद्र की जय उमापति महादेव की जय। We join in expressions of welcome.
Sitaram, everyone. On behalf of the Bhagwandas family, I take this opportunity to welcome each and every one of you. For those of you viewing us live on Sankhya Television on 103.1 FM Facebook Live, it is indeed a delightful moment for me to welcome you on behalf of Dave and Cindy on this, the 9th night of Gyan Yagna. Over the last 8 days, we have received many lessons that will resonate very well with our well-being, not just in the past, but even in the future. And tonight I hand you all over to our Vedyas Pandit Sunil Sitahal for another beautiful night of knowledge. And let us use this knowledge to lighten the pathway for which we should travel in the future, and also allow that knowledge to be imparted onto our kids, because the kids of our current time would be our leaders of tomorrow, and it's important for me to share this knowledge to guide them through this journey. Sitaram.
सियावर रामचंद्र की जय, उमापति महादेव की जय, जगजननी माता की जय। खड़ा हो जाए, आरती लीजिए। Let us all please stand as we join in the opening आरती। शुभम करोतु कल्याणम आरोग्यम सुखसंपरम मम शत्रु विनाशाय दीपज्योतिर्नमोस्तुते। सिद्धि बुद्धि प्रदे देवी भुक्ते मुक्ते प्रदायिनी मंत्र मूर्ते सदा देवी महालक्ष्मी नमोस्तुते। जय त्वं देवी चामुण्डे जय भूतापहारिणी जय सर्वे गते देवी कालरात्रि नमोस्तुते। नमो दिव्ये महादिव्ये शिवाय सततं नमः। नमो प्रकृते भद्रायै नियतां स्वनता स्मृतां ऐं हैं क्रीं चामुण्डाय विचे नमः। बोलो बोलो सुनो मेरे देवी पर्वतवासिनी, तेरा पारन पाया, तेरा पारन पाया। बोलो पर्वतवासिनी, तेरा पारन पाया, तेरा पारन पाया। बोलो
सुनो मेरी देवी पर्वतवासिनी, तेरा पारन पाया, तेरा पारन पाया।
पान सुपारी ध्वजा नारियल,
पान सुपारी ध्वजा नारियल,
पान सुपारी ध्वजा नारियल,
पान सुपारी ध्वजा नारियल।
ले तेरे बीच चराया, ले तेरे बीच चराया। बोलो
सुनो मेरी देवी पर्वतवासिनी, तेरा पारन पाया, तेरा पारन पाया।
सुआ चोर तेरे अंग विराजे,
सुआ चोर तेरे अंग विराजे,
सुआ चोर तेरे अंग विराजे।
सुआ चोर तेरे अंग विराजे।
केसर तिलक लगाया, केसर तिलक लगाया। बोलो
सुनो मेरी देवी पर्वतवासिनी, तेरा पारन पाया, तेरा पारन पाया।
ब्रह्मा वीर परे तेरे द्वारे,
ब्रह्मा वीर पढ़े तेरे द्वारे,
ब्रह्मा वीर परे तेरे द्वारे।
ब्रह्मा वीर पढ़े तेरे द्वारे।
शंकर जान लगाया, पर ध्यान लगाया। बोलो
सुनो मेरे देवी पर्वतवासिनी, तेरा पार न पाया, तेरा पार न पाया।
सत्युग त्रेता द्वापर मवे,
सत्युग त्रेता द्वापर मावे,
सत्युग त्रेता द्वापर मवे,
सत्युग त्रेता द्वापर मावे।
कलयुग राज सवाया, कलयुग राज सवाया। बोलो
सुनो मेरी देवी पर्वतवासिनी, तेरा पार न पाया, तेरा पार न पाया।
धूप दीप नैवेद्य आरती,
धूप दीप नैवेद्य आरती,
धूप दीप नैवेद्य आरती,
धूप दीप नैवेद्य आरती।
मोहन भोग लगाया, मोहन भोग लगाया। बोलो
सुनो मेरी देवी पर्वतवासिनी, तेरा पार न पाया, तेरा पार न पाया।
दानु भगत मैं तेरे गुण गावे,
दानो भगत मैया तेरे गुण गावे,
धन्य भगत मैं तेरे गुण गावे,
धन्या भगत मैया तेरे गुण गावे।
मन वांछित फल पाया, मन वांछित फल पाया। बोलो
सुनो मेरी देवी पर्वतवासिनी, तेरा पार न पाया, तेरा पार न पाया।
बोलो सुनो मेरी देवी पर्वतवासिनी, तेरा पार न पाया, तेरा पार न पाया।
सुनो मेरी देवी पर्वतवासिनी, तेरा पार न पाया, तेरा पार न पाया।
शंकर शिवा, शंकर शिवा, शंभु महादेव शंकर शिवा,
शंकर शिवा, शंकर शिवा, शंभु महादेव शंकर शिवा।
शंकर शिवा, शंकर शिवा, शंभु महादेव शंकर शिवा।
शंकर शिवा, शंकर शिवा, शंभु महादेव शंकर शिवा।
नन्दी वाहन शंकर शिवा,
नन्हे वाहन शंकर शिवा।
बोलो शंकर शिवा,
बोलो शंकर शिवा,
बोलो शंकर शिवा।
बोलो शंकर शिवा।
नागा भोजन शंकर शिवा,
नारा भोजन शंकर शिवा,
नागा भोजन शंकर शिवा।
नारा भोजन शंकर शिवा।
ओ शंकर शिवा, शंकर शिवा, शंभु महादेव शंकर शिवा।
शंकर शिवा, शंकर शिवा, शंभु महादेव शंकर शिवा।
शंकर गुरु, शंकर गुरु, शंकर भगत बानी शंकर गुरु।
शंकर गुरु, शंकर गुरु, शंकर भगवान शंकर गुरु।
ओ नन्दी वाहन शंकर शिवा,
नन्हे वाहन शंकर शिवा,
नन्दी वाहन शंकर शिवा।
नन्हे वाहन शंकर शिवा।
बोलो शंकर शिवा,
बोलो शंकर शिवा,
बोलो शंकर शिवा।
बोलो शंकर शिवा।
नागा भोजन शंकर शिवा,
नारा भोजन शंकर शिवा।
ओ शंकर शिवा, देवी पर्वत वासिनी तेरा पारन पाया, तेरा पारन पाया। बोलो
सुनो मेरी देवी पर्वत वासिनी तेरा पारन पाया, तेरा पारन पाया।
धूप दीप नैवेद्य आरती,
धूप दीप नैवेद्य आरती,
धूप दीप नैवेद्य आरती।
धूप दीप नैवेद्य आरती।
मोहन भोग लगाया माँ, मोहन भोग लगाया। बोलो
सुनो मेरी देवी पर्वत वासिनी तेरा पारन पाया, तेरा पारन पाया।
देवी तेरा पारन पाया,
देवी तेरा पारन पाया,
मैया तेरा पारन पाया।
मैया तेरा पारन पाया,
देवी तेरा पारन पाया।
देवी तेरा पारन
जगदम्बा
पाया।
देवी माता की जय, उमापति महादेव की जय। आसन पर बैठे। Let us all please be seated. My adorations, my prostrations at the lotus-like feet of all our Brahman devatas. Matri Devo Bhava, Pita Devo Bhava. I bow the lotus-like feet of all our elders who have graced the Yagna. To those who are listening to us, to those who are viewing us, we say welcome. To our kind and our corporate sponsors, we express sentiments of gratitude and expressions of thanks. And so this evening, in preparation for Katha, Heart Jot Binti Karo, let us bow our heads in prayer as we chant mantras of invocation, as we pray. Hari Om Gam Ganapatai Namah. Hari Om Im Saraswate Namah. Hari Om Sri Guru Charana Kamalebhyo Govinda Namo Namah. Varnanamrita Sanganam Rasanam Chandra Samapi Mangalanam Chakaritaro Bande Vani Vinayako Bhavani Shankaro Vande Shraddha Vishwaswarupino Yabhyam Vinana Pashante Siddha Swantastamishwaram Vakratunda Mahakaya Suryakoti Samaprabha Nirviganam Kurume Deva Sarvakarishu Sarvara Sarvamangala Mangalne Shive Sarvati Satike Sharani Trayambake Gauri Narayani Namostute Bande Deva Umapatim Suruguru Bande Jagat Karanam Vande Pannaga Bhushanam Mrigamara Vande Pashunapatim Vande Suru Sushankaranganenam Vande Mukunda Priyam Vande Bhakta Janadhara Kapirara Vande Shiva Shankaram Trayambakam Yajamai Sugandim Pushti Vardhanam Urivarukamiva Bandanat Mrityur Mukshiyamamritat. Adorations at the feet of Guru. Sri Guru Charana Saroje Raja Varno Raghuvar Vimana Yasha बलभूत विद्या देहु मोहि
हरहु कलेश विकार
नासे रोग हरे सब पीरा जपत निरंतर हनुमत वीरा संकट से हनुमान छुड़ावे मन कर्म वचन ध्यान जुलावे जय 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 हनुमान गोसाई कृपा करहु गुरुदेव की नाई जो शतबार पाठ कर होय झूठ ही वंदे महासुख होय सियापति रामचंद्र जी की जय शरणम हंस हंसाय विद्महे परमहंसाय धीमहि तन्नो हंसा प्रचोदयात् Adorations are revealed to the Mother Goddess Saraswati. May you be pleased with us. माँ तेरी ममता कितनी प्यारी कितना प्यारी जगाती है कितना प्यारी जगाती है
माँ तेरी ममता कितनी प्यारी कितना प्यार जगाती है कितना प्यार जगाती है
श्वास श्वास की रक्षा करती हो श्वास श्वास की रक्षा करती हो पग पग प्राण बजाती है
कितना प्यार जगाती है
माँ तेरी ममता कितनी प्यारी कितना प्यारी जगाती है कितना प्यारी जगाती है
माँ तेरी ममता कितनी प्यारी कितना प्यार जगाती है कितना प्यार जगाती है
तू ऋषियों की रिद्धि सिद्धि तू ब्रह्मा की भक्ति माँ तू विष्णु की माया देवी तू शंकर की शक्ति माँ तू माँ तो से बाकी जगाती बागी बागी आती है
कितना प्यार जगाती है
माँ तेरी ममता कितनी प्यारी कितना प्यारी जगाती है
कितना प्यार जगाती है
तू काली महाकाली दुर्गा तू ही बाल भवानी माँ तू पुराण तार शारदा तू वेदों की वाणी है तू बालक को गोद मिली कर जीवन गीत सुनाती है कितना प्यार जगाती जगाती है,
कितना प्यार जगाती है,
कितना प्यार जगाती है,
कितना प्यार जगाती है,
कितना प्यार जगाती है। जगदम्बा माता की जय। Let us join in the kirtan. Let us clap. Let us awaken that divinity in us. Let us charge ourselves positively to receive the katha. The katha this evening has been requested by the children of the home, one that we would have read many times before, but one that bears great meaning. And so this evening, let us join in katha. Let us join in kirtan before we join in katha. आओ बैठो जपो हरि नाम शिव जी की मंदिर में,
आओ बैठो जपो हरि नाम शिव जी के मंदिर में,
आओ बैठो जपो हरि नाम शिव जी की मंदिर में,
आओ बैठो जपो हरि नाम शिव जी के मंदिर में,
शिव जी की मंदिर, शिव जी की मंदिर, शिव जी की मंदिर में, आओ बैठो जपो हरि नाम शिव जी की मंदिर में,
आओ बैठो जपो हरि नाम शिव जी के मंदिर में।
How tired are we? How tired are you? How tired are you? I'm real tired. I worked all day. I got up early. I went to sleep late last night. The Baba doesn't finish on time, so we go home late every night. You know, when you go to a party and they say last election, they play the song. You know what song they play when the party coming to an end? Party done. You all know the song? And you tell the man, I will give you a little thing more. Play 2 more now. Last night when Naresh was about to leave the stage, they said to Naresh, Swami said to Naresh, boy, I'm now feeling to dance. Sing 1 more now. Swami ain't dancing nothing, you know. But time for the katha, everybody watching the watch. 9 o'clock, 9:30. Some people say, time gone already. Some people say, so long. Anything in pertainance to God and dharma and goodness, you know what happened? You behave like you get a stroke. That's how you behave. And anything for Kali Yuga and party and fete and lime and glamour, you behave like you take drips. Energized, like you drink a Lucozade. When it should be the opposite way. It should be the reverse. Huh? You see, when you're clapping this evening, your elbow must hit the person next to you. That's how you must clap. See, when the kirtan is happening, get up and dance. Kirtan is supposed to be your expression of making a joyful noise unto Bhagwan. Kirtan is not Aavo Baito Japo Hari Naam. That's not kirtan. Kirtan is not Amir playing the dolak like he need a Lucozade too. Kirtan is the dolak must smoke. This evening, let us try this one more time. One more time. Everybody together. आओ बैठो जपो हरि नाम शिव जी के मंदिर में,
आओ बैठो जपो हरि नाम शिव जी के मंदिर में,
आओ बैठो जपो हरि नाम शिव जी के मंदिर में,
आओ बैठो जपो हरि नाम शिव जी के मंदिर में,
शिव जी की मंदिर, शिव जी की मंदिर, शिव जी की मंदिर में, आओ बैठो जपो हरि नाम शिव जी की मंदिर में,
आओ बैठो जपो हरि नाम शिव जी के मंदिर में।
शंकर शिवा शंभु महादेव शंकर शिवा,
शंकर शिवा शंभु महादेव शंकर शिवा,
शंकर शिवा शंभु महादेव शंकर शिवा,
शंकर शिवा शंभु महादेव शंकर शिवा।
जय जय अम्बे भवानी माँ, जय जय अम्बे भवानी माँ,
जय जय अम्बे भवानी माँ, जय जय अम्बे भवानी माँ,
जय जय अम्बे भवानी माँ, जय जय अम्बे भवानी माँ, जय जय अम्बे भवानी माँ,
जय जय अम्बे भवानी माँ, जय जय अम्बे भवानी माँ,
जय जय अम्बे भवानी माँ, जय जय अम्बे भवानी माँ,
जय जय अम्बे भवानी माँ, जय जय अम्बे भवानी माँ,
जय जय अम्बे भवानी माँ, जय जय अम्बे भवानी माँ,
जय जय अम्बे भवानी माँ, जय जय अम्बे भवानी माँ,
जय जय अम्बे भवानी माँ, जय जय अम्बे भवानी माँ, जगदम्बा माता की जय. I want everybody to sing with me. Everybody together, let us sing. Har Har Jai Shankar Om Har Har. Sing with me, everybody. Har Har Jai Shankar Om Har Har. With all your love. Har Har Jai Shankar.
ओम हर हर.
एक समय जब राक्षस जोनी भगवंत शंकर भक्तन होई. Together. हर हर जय शंकर ओम हर हर. हर हर
जय शंकर ओम हर हर.
लंबी समय कह प्रार्थन देखी भगवंत ब्रह्मा प्रकट हरे की. हर हर जय शंकर ओम हर हर. बोलो.
हर हर जय शंकर ओम हर हर.
The Katha begins tonight by saying, at one time there lived a Rakshasa. There lived a demonic being. Are you a godly being or are you a demonic being? Hello? Are you a godly being or demonic being? Naresh, what are you? Good and bad? That's not what I'm asking. God, Godish being, demonic being. Which one? Do you know? I will answer about me. I'm a human being. Huh? I'm a human being. But it's all part of being a human being to have good in you, and it's all part of being a human being to have some bad qualities in you too. True or not? It is all a part of being a human being to think good thoughts and perform good actions, but to think bad thoughts too and do bad things. And so, there lived this demon, this demonic being. And so this being, he was a great bhakta of Lord Shiva. He prayed to Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva was his best friend. Is Lord Shiva your friend? Huh? How much friends are you with Lord Shiva? Am I saying that the correct way? That's how we talk in Trinidad. How good of a friend is Lord Shiva to you? Huh? When you meet a friend, you hug your friend and you kiss them, isn't it? Did you ever hug the Murti of Lord Shiva and give him a kiss? Hello? Did you ever do that? Did you ever go to Lord Shiva's feet and kiss his foot? Did you ever do that? But your friends, in order to get them to do something for you, you have to kiss something else. Strange, huh? You have to kiss their ego. You have to make them feel I don't know what you were thinking about. That is not what I meant. You have to kiss their ego. You have to kiss the pride in them to make them feel that they are over important. And then you're able to get something from them. Huh? It says, being a great bhakta, being a great das, being a great servant of Lord Shiva. लंबी लंबी समय का प्रार्थना की बार भगवान ब्रह्मा गए कथाएं. After praying for a long period of time, chanting all the mantras that he knew, praying to all the devatas. Lord Vishnu, Lord Shiva, they summoned Lord Brahma and they said, "Oh Brahma, we have chosen you to go and to appear in front of that being and listen to what his petition is. Listen to what he is requesting, and you decide how you will bless him to the best of your ability." What is praying? What is praying? I listened to Sadhguru who defined what is a prayer. And it is a fact. What he said is a fact. He said praying to the ordinary human being and the ordinary mind is you telling God what to do. That's what our prayers is. We are instructing God what he should do, what he could do, what not to do, how to do it, when to do it, if to do it. We're instructing God through our prayer. Huh? Because when we pray, we have a list of things that we are telling God to do. Huh? But there is a list of things that God expects from us too. How much of those things we have fulfilled? How much of those things we have observed? How much of those things we have placed on our priority list? It says, Lord Brahma appeared, but Lord Brahma appeared frightfully. You know why? He is not representing himself. He is representing Lord Vishnu and Lord Shiva. You ever had to represent somebody in a function? Huh? There is a death and your sisters can't go. So you go up to the people who are bereaved and you say, "Well, I come, but my sister them couldn't come, but they tell me to make sure and come and tell you that they asked for you." Huh? Have you ever done that before? If you ever come to me to tell me somebody asked for me, I will tell you, "So what happened? The phone don't work?" I'll tell you, "So what happened?" There is no WhatsApp, there is no email, there is no Instagram, there is no kind of connection. We lived our whole lives not having connection with the people we could see. How can we connect to a God that we never saw? Huh? We live our whole lives making enmity with the people around us. Then how can we be friends with a God that we have never seen, we have only heard of? How is that possible? And so as Lord Brahma stood there, he stood there and he stood there frightfully. And standing there in front of this demonic being, what will happen? Listen, it answer. Sing with me, everybody, with all your love. Hara Hara Jai Shankar Om Hara Hara. Sing with me, everybody.
Hara Hara Jai Shankar Om Hara Hara.
हमेशा देकर जीना तेग प्रगट का ब्रह्मण दीना. Together. हर हर जय शंकर ओम हर हर. Sing with me, everybody. हर हर जय शंकर ओम हर हर. देख मनुष्य का रूप हरे पाप पापी कर दियत कीनी. पास गए ब्रह्मा देवा सुमिरत दर्शन दीन देखा. हर हर जय शंकर ओम हर हर. Everybody. हर हर जय शंकर ओम हर हर. As Lord Brahma appeared there frightfully, standing in front of this demon, it says Lord Brahma looked at the demon and the demon started to laugh. And he says, "Look who? I was not expecting you to come. I was expecting some form higher than you, greater than you and more powerful than you to appear. But you came, and since you came, I know that if something happens to you, they will come to your aid. They will come to help you. So you know what? Through you, I will get them." Listen to how smart, listen to how intelligent the demon is. And you know what the demon did? The demon held on to Lord Brahma and he started to squeeze him. Somebody ever squeeze you and you feel like you can't breathe? Let me give you an example. You ever buy the outfit in the expo one size smaller? Huh? You go in the function and you sit down and you can't breathe. The box with the little cake and korma and barfi pass. Your belly going grrr. You're hungry, but you can't eat a single thing because you can't fit in what you're wearing. Huh? The mind is designed in such a way that if you eat, you're putting on weight. Huh? That's how we train the mind. If I eat, I'll get fat. So if you eat one korma, you might get 1 pound fatter. That's how you think. That's not what it is, but that's how you think. And then they pass, they're going to have toast. Huh? And they pass with a champagne glass, with the wine in it. And you see it, and you're thirsty. But you say, if I drink, I will want to go in the washroom, and this thing tight. How I can manage? Huh? Ever experienced that before? You see how you're smiling? You know exactly what I'm talking about. You see that squeeze that makes you uncomfortable with the clothes? Imagine you're getting a hug that is squeezing you and making you uncomfortable. Somebody ever hugged you in an uncomfortable way to make you feel uncomfortable? Hello? We are Trinidadians, you know. We have all kind of Gyan, you know. We smart first, smart, over smart. Huh? Hugging you and rubbing up their hand on you and that's why anybody coming to you and you feel uncomfortable and you know they're coming to hug you or kiss you from a distance, say COVID. You have an excuse now, COVID. And bow from a distance, COVID. Lord Brahma, receiving this squeeze, Lord Brahma could hardly breathe, and he says, listen, I came here not on my own accord. I came here because I was sent by Lord Shiva and Lord Vishnu. So ask for anything you want, and I have the authority, I have the power to give it on their behalf. And so the being started to laugh, and he says, well, I'll only let you go when you bless me. And only after you bless me, then I'll believe you. Then I'll believe you. Somebody ever made a promise to you and in your mind you say, yeah, right? Huh? Somebody ever said to you they're doing something for you and in your mind you say, yeah, right? Huh? Because you know it will never get done. If ever I want something done and you're in my company and you say, well, tomorrow, I say, no, come, let me try now. It's better we try. Let us try. We might be able, but at least we try. In my heart, I'm comfortable, we try. And so, he says, Lord Brahma, bless me. Bless me that I will not die, that I will live inevitably. Bless me that I will have existence as long as there is creation. Bless me this Varadan. And Lord Brahma started to laugh. He said, you better really squeeze me. Squeeze me a little more because I can't give you that Varadan. You'll really have to call somebody in authority, Lord Shiva or Lord Vishnu or somebody else, because I really can't give you. So squeeze me a little more. You ever hit the child expecting the child to cry and the child stand up and laughing? And you're hitting the child and the child stand up and laughing, and in your mind you say, well, like, this is a Ward 1 case? Crazy? Huh? And so, Lord Brahma starts to call out of pain. He's being squeezed. And who will come? Listen to who will come. Lord Vishnu refuses to come. Who will come? Sing with me, everybody. Hara Hara Jai Shankar Om Hara Hara. With all your love, everybody. Hara Hara
Jai Shankar Om Hara Hara.
Brahma paas gaye kahari jo Shivarpanam ka pragat de jo Hamisha hari gaye chalta de Brahma swarga bineta de Hara Hara Jai Shankar Om Hara Hara.
Hara Hara Jai Shankar Om Hara Hara.
Sing it to everybody. Hara Hara Jai Shankar Om Hara Hara.
Hara Hara Jai Shankar Om Hara Hara.
Lord Shiva appears. And as Lord Shiva appears, you know I'm telling you, Lord Shiva appears, and as soon as I say that, the flower falls off from the murti of Lord Shiva. From the hands of Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva appeared. And as Lord Shiva appeared, Lord Brahma wasted no time. He did not bow to Lord Shiva, nor did he say a single word. As soon as he was freed, Lord Brahma disappeared. You remember when you were going to school, and that time, in the primary school especially, and that time of 3 o'clock came, you take up your bag and you're ready to run. Can you remember that? You have a car waiting for you outside, they would not leave without you, but you still have that mentality that you have to run out the gate. Did you all ever do that before? At 2:30 in secondary school, there are many children that from the time that bell rings, they begin to run. It is a race to see who will get in the bus or the maxi or the car first. Did you all ever have those? Did you? Well, you have to be young like me then. I normally say old like me, but then you have to be young like me. But then you see I had a problem. I was kind of moti all the time. So I really can't run, They really had to wait for me. And you see that 2 o'clock time in the hot sun, I have to eat some kind of snack and thing to get some energy to walk down the hill, really. So I will take a few minutes while I'm packing my bag or whatever I'm doing to eat my snack, because I used to keep that snack for that time. So I'll have some energy. It says, Lord Shiva appeared and Lord Brahma disappeared. Nowhere to be seen. And the demon bowed to the feet of Lord Shiva and he says, oh Lord Shiva, let us not waste time. You're already here. Give me a varadan. Give me a blessing. Bless me. You ever carry somebody else by the doctor and you sit down and you say, well, I'm done here. Check me out one time now. And the doctor says, what happened to you? And you say, well, nothing. But check my pressure now. I did dizzy last month. And check my sugar now. I did feel something that going on last year. Because you're already there now. So you want to take advantage. You go and you stand up on the doctor's scale and you're weighing yourself. And well, I don't know what you do, but that's what I do. So I could only talk from experience. So you take advantage of it one time. You're already there, so you use it today. And so Lord Shiva says, tell me, what do you have in mind? And he says, well, I want to live forever. Lord Shiva says, you cannot live forever. And so I cannot give you that varadan. He said, and something else you cannot do, you cannot squeeze me. For you cannot do anything to me that will cause pain to me. I am the God of destruction. I am the God of fire. Listen to what Lord Shiva is saying. I am the God of fire. Do you know in parts of India, it is believed that in the Ghat, the place where they do the cremations, there is a flame, an eternal flame that lights. It is constant. And there is a custodian of that flame. He's the custodian. He looks after that flame. That flame never goes out. And do you know that it is believed that that flame was given by Lord Shiva himself from his third eye? And so when there is to be a cremation, the flame that is used to ignite the body from the lip has to be obtained from that flame that came from Lord Shiva. But it doesn't come free. It comes with a price. Depending on the lineage you come from, the cost is different. Depending on the job and the status that you have, it is different. Depending on who you are and what you are in status, even the wood that they use to cremate you. And in India, they don't do it the way we do it. They weigh the wood based on the weight of the body. So you have an average of what the weight of the body is, and so they put the wood on a scale. For that amount of wood will be enough and sufficient to cremate the body. And that's their tradition. Our tradition is different, because scripture says, because of place, date, time, situation, circumstances, and laziness, we do whatever we can to the best of our ability. And I add in laziness, because that's what we do. Anytime it comes to prayers and God and puja and yagna, the laziness kick in. And so Lord Shiva says, I am the God of fire. And so hearing this, he looked at Lord Shiva. He says, Lord Shiva, since you're the God of fire and you know about fire, then give me a varadan. And what gift is he asking for? Listen to what he wants. Listen to what he's telling Lord Shiva he wants. Sing with me. Har Har Jai Shankar Om Har Hara Hara. Everybody.
हर हर जय शंकर ओम हर हर
तू वशवा कह कीनति देखी अनुष्ट हरे का परश हरे की प्रदिक मारे का हमेशा हरेवा जो सकते का शंकर देवा हर हर जय शंकर ओम हर हर. With all your love, everybody. हर हर जय शंकर ओम हर हर. He says, Lord Shiva, you can't bless me to live forever. Then bless me with a varadan. Anything, everything, anything and everything that I touch with my right hand, it will be burnt to ashes. It will be brought to zero. Bless me with this varadan. Do you know there's some people, they have that varadan already? Huh? Anything they touch, it gone through, you know, is the end. Sometimes they come and pick one fruit from your big bearing tree and the next morning the whole tree mar gaya, dead. Huh? They pass by you and they touch your hair and in the next month all your hair fall out from your head. You know that? Huh? Anything they touch, you know what happened? Jaya bhi akela. It's dead. It's gone. That's the end. There's some people, anything they touch, it turns into gold. Huh? Anything they touch, it becomes prosperous and multiplies. And there's some people, anything they touch, it disappears. It goes to zero, nothing. And so asking for this vardhan, Lord Shiva says, Eva mastu. Lord Shiva didn't even think. He says, Eva mastu, so shall it be. And he puts his hand a safe distance away from each other, and now he's walking around Lord Shiva. He's walking around Lord Shiva, putting his hands. He's afraid to touch himself. So strange, huh? You know, that's teaching us a lesson. It's reminding us. Sometimes you scorn your own self, you know. True or not? Is that true or not? On a hot day after you come back up from out, and you raise up your arm to take out your jersey, you say, huh, I'm smelling like that. If you are wrong, my mother, you know what she says? She says, dead crappo. That's what she says. I'm sure she's laughing because she wouldn't expect me to tell you that. And you begin to scorn. And then you can't function after that because now you're very conscious about how you're smelling. So you know what happened? If anybody comes to meet you at that time, you go, but you stand up in a way that you don't move your arm. Isn't it? Isn't it? Have you ever been told by somebody, indirectly, they say, you didn't brush your teeth? And then afterwards, they come to talk to you and you're afraid to open your mouth because you realize they think that you have. Do you know in 2022, there's some people you have to remind them that there is a thing called mouthwash. In the olden days, there was a thing called soap vine, you all know? And that's what they used to brush their teeth with, soap vine. But still their breath never smelled like ours, huh? Because you know why? They drank plenty of water and they hydrated themselves and they looked after themselves. But in the day and the age that we live in, some of us brush the teeth and we don't even use water to rinse. And that's a fact. It is the truth. Cleanliness is next door. Cleanliness is next door. And if we can't take pride in the way we wear ourselves, because we wear ourselves, huh? We present ourselves. If you can't take pride in the way that you present yourself, then who will take pride? Nobody will be proud or happy to know you, to be a part. People will hide from you. Eh? And so, a safe distance away, walking around Lord Shiva, while walking, he's talking. And he says, oh, Lord Shiva, did you really bless me? And Lord Shiva said, yes. He said, but then, Lord Shiva, anything I touch will be burnt to ashes. And Lord Shiva says, yes. He says, so if I touch a tree, will the tree be burnt? Yes. If I touch an animal, will the animal be burnt? Yes. Then if I touch a devata like you, O Lord Shiva, will you be burnt? Lord Shiva says, yes. He says, but Lord Shiva, I have a problem. My problem is, I'm not sure you blessed me. Because I feel no different. I feel no different, so I'm not sure that you blessed me. Has God blessed you? Hello? Has God blessed you? Do you feel different to the way you felt yesterday? Do you feel different to the way you felt 2 years ago? Do you feel different to the way you felt 10 years ago? Has God blessed you? How has He blessed you? God has blessed us in more ways than we can ever begin to. We say I had to take a bag of drips to feel good. You ever hear that? I'm feeling run down, so I need a bag of drips to charge me up. But that goes into your system and it comes right back out, isn't it? Long ago when I was a child, I remember this, and I remember this clearly. Anything happened to you, they're mixing glucose and water and giving you to drink. You remember that? And I remember that if there was no glucose and water, one day I fell off my bicycle. I rode up a boulder's heap. I'll never forget that. And when I came back home, my arms and my legs, they're all ripped up and bleeding. And my grandmother mixed, I don't know if it's a whole pound of salt in a glass, and she mixed it up and she said, drink that. Did you all ever experience that? Where when you feel run down, they mix some salt and water and they give it to you to drink. Have you ever experienced that? Well, you have to be old like me to know that. Long ago, you had a little pain in your belly. Dave, you had a little pain in your belly. And they think that it was something in pertinence to gas. We say gas, huh? That's what we call anything that feel a little abnormal, we say is gas. Some people say it moving. And I'm feeling it going up in my head. You ever hear that? Gas going up in your head. You all ever hear that? You all never hear that? Oh, I want to know if I'm the only crazy one, huh? And the remedy was a thing called Kalanimak. You all know what's that? You all know what's Kalanimak? We had a bottle in the thing called the Kalanimak bottle, and we had a bottle of hing. Huh? So hing and Kalanimak went together. That good for any kind of gas. You all know what is Kalanimak? In 2022, we call it rock salt. And in 2022, we have acknowledged that there is a black rock salt and there is another color, but rock salt. And do you know that salt really worked? It really worked. You were having problems, Ishwar. You were having problems with your gum. They'll boil a thing called hog plum. You all know? You ever hear about that? You mean you just eat plum like a hog? Huh? And they will put inside of that a thing called alum. You all know what's alum? Have you ever heard of that? And that will toughen your gum. It will make your gum. And if you are having extreme gum problems, bleeding and all of those things, they will get the root of the coconut tree. And they will boil that in the mixture because it toughened your gum. Did you all know that? Hello? You all didn't know that? Don't worry. I lime with Sukni Pua from Budu Trace. Swami, Auntie. I know everything. In 2022, we have all sorts of modern things. Huh? And the more modern things you use, is the more trouble you end up in. Huh? Because everything has something that has to follow. And everything that you're using is the same coconut root you didn't even know because it have a nice new name. Huh? It's the same rock salt, but it is called sodium, some kind of thing now. But you know what that means. They're fasting with no salt. They want to do the puja no salt. And they're making gulab jamun. And they're making all kind of moon. And they're using blue band. Huh? Blue band, long time we used to call it. What kind of butter again? Hello? You used to call it what kind of butter again? Margarine. And margarine had? But you're fasting, huh? To do the puja, you fasting. Whole day. Catching cramp and how to use rock salt and thing. But you're saying, God hand, look, butter with salt. Take it. Huh? The pack of milk that you're using to make the Persad, go read it. On the pack of milk has sodium. Go read it now. You fasting, me, I fasting the whole day with no salt. I just drink some milk. And you're proud. I just drink some milk, you know, and I'm good. That's why it is required and prescribed according to scripture that the milk that you use is milk that is not processed. That comes directly from the cow. Long ago when we had the puja early in the morning, you go in to collect the bottle of milk and the dahi. You all remember that? But you know that thing called place, date, time, situation, circumstance and lazy? Huh? That's what happened. You go to collect the milk and you pick up the gobar one time. You go to pick up the milk and you buy the bottle of ghee right there one time to use for the puja. Huh? Well, we ain't know nobody who is strange, huh? But you know somebody down Mayaro selling something on a grill. You reach down Mayaro, you know. You sacrifice to reach down there because you want to see Buddha. Huh? And you're having puja and you can't reach. You don't know where you're selling ghee, and you don't know where you have cow, and you can't get no gobar, and you have all the nice excuse. Huh? He says, I feel no different. I don't know if you blessed me. I don't know if you didn't bless me. I don't know. Lord Shiva says, well, I blessed you. He said, well, Lord Shiva, I want to try it out, you know. I want to try it out. So Lord Shiva says, well, try it out. And he says, well, then come now. Let me touch you. Come now, let me touch you. You ever lend somebody your most prized outfit or something, and you go to a function and you dress simple and them wear the shining ding-a-ling thing and you looking like the bagman son and they looking like a descendant of Queen Elizabeth. And you're feeling inferior. But it's through you, they're looking good. Huh? It is through you, they're shining. He says, Lord Shiva, I want to touch you. Come now. Somebody ever coming to touch you and you say, don't hug me up now, sweaty. You ever did that? Hello, we are Trinidad. We know all the excuses to use, you know. Don't come near bed yet. Don't hug me up. Huh? We say all sorts of things so that, you know. And so, Lord Shiva, you know what happens? The demon is about to touch Lord Shiva. And all that could come to the mind of Lord Shiva is, you know what? Run. Run is all that could come to the mind of Lord Shiva. Sometimes in life, don't even think twice, you know. Just get up and startle. Run. I disappeared last night. I run. You know why? I don't like to peel pumpkin. I don't like to peel garlic. That is what the activity was. You didn't need talkers, you needed workers, and I was not employed. So I run. I left everybody in the middle of work, and I run. Nobody knew when I left. Nobody knew how I left. Nobody knew if I left. They didn't know if I was inside this house, inside that house, inside the house San Fernando. They had no clue where I was. I'm sure they looked everywhere for me last night. But I run. We run too, you know. We run too conveniently. Huh? And so, as Lord Shiva starts to run, where is he going? Listen, it tells us. Agarbam, 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 bam, bam, agarbam,
Agarbam, agarbam, bam, bam.
agarbam, 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 bam, bam.
Agarbam, 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 bam, bam.
Agarbam, bam, bam, bola, bajave damaru.
Agarbam, bam, bam, bhola, bajave damaru.
Agarbam, bam, bam, bola, bajave damaru.
Agarbam, bam, bam, bhola, bajave damaru.
Bajave damaru, 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 bajave damaru. Shiva bam 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 bola, bajave damaru.
Shiva bam 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 bhola, bajave damaru.
Shiva bam 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 bola, bajave damaru.
Shiva bam 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 bhola, bajave damaru.
Agarbam, 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 bam bam.
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 Lord Shiva begins to run. But as Lord Shiva begins to run, he turns around. And you know who he's looking for? He has now missed some being that he went to help. Who is he looking for? Lord Brahma. He went to help Lord Brahma. Now he's looking to see where Lord Brahma is. And not seeing Lord Brahma, he says, well, let me go to Brahma Lok first, because I went to help him. So now chances are he will help me. Long ago, if you help somebody, you were sure. You could bet your life on it that they will help you back in return. True or not? True or not? Do you know there are some families, they're so bent on helping and lifting each other that all the brothers will work and they will buy one house for one brother at a time? Huh? Until eventually they will work, everybody will work, and they'll probably buy a whole street. And all brothers will live next door to each other, happily ever after. Eh? In 2022, you don't want your brother next to you, you know. I don't want them next to me. I lived with them when I was growing up. I don't want to live with them. I'm fed up with them. Huh? That's how we think. That's how we behave. And so, turning around, looking for Lord Brahma, not seeing Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva begins to run to Brahma Lok. And as he reaches the Brahma Lok, Lord Brahma said, what are you coming here for? Don't come here. Move, run, go somewhere else. Because if he touches me, he'll burn me too. But by the time Lord Brahma says that, you know what happened? The demon has already entered. Now not only Lord Shiva has to run, Lord Brahma has to run too. Some people bring their trouble, and they bring their trouble to you, not so that you could help them find a solution, you know, so that they could tie you up in their trouble too, to make you a part of their trouble, to make you look bad too. And so now Lord Shiva and Lord Brahma, they're running. You know where they have to go? Where they're going? Where they're going? Both of them, they're running. They have to go somewhere. They have to find somewhere to go. And so as both of them begin to run, Lord Shiva is playing his damaru. Because you know why? He's summoning the attention of the person he's going to. He wants that person to be conscious, aware that I'm coming. You walk into somebody's home, the door is open. But you know what? From the door you're saying, Sitaram, morning, hello, neighbor. Huh? From by the door. Because you know what happened. You don't know what could happen. You don't know. You don't know. So just in case you're doing damage control, you're calling from by the road, so they will know that you're the neighbor. Not a imposter. Or maybe an imposter that they know. I don't know. And so, as both of them they run now, Lord Shiva is shaking the damaru, and the damaru is echoing. Agarbam, 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 bam, bam.
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 कोई चरावे पान फूल, कोई चरावे माला.
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 कोई मंगवा करे, कोई हमको का शिवा बम 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 बोला बजावे डमरू.
शिवा बम 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 भोला बजावे डमरू.
अगर बम 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 बोला बजावे डमरू.
अगर बम 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 भोला बजावे
Sing it,
डमरू.
everybody. बजावे डमरू, बजावे डमरू.
बजावे डमरू, बजावे डमरू.
बजावे डमरू, बजावे डमरू.
बजावे डमरू, बजावे डमरू.
बजावे डमरू, बजावे डमरू. शिवा बम 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 बोला बजावे डमरू.
शिवा बम 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 भोला बजावे डमरू.
शिवा बम 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 बोला बजावे डमरू.
शिवा बम 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 भोला बजावे डमरू.
They enter into Vishnu Lok. And as they enter into Vishnu Lok, from the entrance, they begin to scream, Lord Vishnu, help us, save us, save us. You ever see somebody crying and you have no clue what they're crying for and you started crying too? Huh? You ever see somebody laughing and the way they're laughing, you don't know what they're laughing at, huh? And you started laugh too? Let me give you something that you could understand. You ever watch somebody yawn and you start to yawn too? Huh? It's contagious. Once it is true, it becomes contagious. Huh? Once it is pure, it becomes contagious. Everybody begins to do the same thing. And so, Lord Vishnu says, from a distance, he says, run away from here, run away. I will do something to save you, but run away. Don't appear to be coming to my lok. Go away. I promise you I will come. And Lord Vishnu disappeared. He didn't wait. He disappeared. Lord Shiva and Lord Brahma changed their course. And as they changed the direction in which they were going, they started to lead this demon in a different direction. But you know what happened? The Katha says, Bhagwan Vishnu did something. Bhagwan Vishnu is called Mohini. There is a form of Lord Vishnu that is called Mohini Roop. Mohini Roop means that Lord Vishnu has the ability to transform himself into a beautiful damsel, a beautiful woman, anytime he chooses to. And so taking on the form of Mohini, be dressed in the beautiful dress and ornaments and gunguru and everything else, Lord Vishnu appears. And you know where he appears? He appears between Lord Shiva and Lord Brahma and the demon. And appearing in the middle, walking chung, 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 chung. You ever see the dancer walking? When the dancer walking from a mile, you know somebody who dancing coming, huh? Isn't it? Because the gunguru makes some kind of sound that creates this awareness. And hearing the chung, 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 chung. Huh? The demon rushes past Mohini. And rushing past Mohini, the demon stops and he starts to backpedal. And as he starts to backpedal, you know what happened? Kuch kuch hota hai. Immediately the demon fall in love. Our eyes designed in such a way that everything we see we want. Huh? Everything you see you want. Anything you see you want. Huh? You ever go to an all-inclusive buffet? You say, I pay for this, yes? You know what we say? We say, better belly bust than good thing waste. You ever say that before? Have you ever said that before? You're walking in the buffet with your plate and you're walking with a takeaway in your hand together. And that's how you're operating. Because you know why? The eye. And then you know what happened? You take plenty of something because it's looking good. But when you start to eat it, you know what happened? It is tasting good. And you say, oh God, I take the wrong thing. I take up some of the wrong thing. I should have taken something else. And then you end up in trouble. One thing at a time. Has to happen in synchrony. Not all at once. Gradually, with time. And so, as the demon backpedals, Lord Vishnu has taken the form of Mohini. Lord Shiva and Lord Brahma, they are hiding behind a tree. And you know what they're singing? Tum Mohini re, tum Mohini, tum Mohini re, tum Mohini, tere sat sangini jag janani Bhavani, O Bhavani Maiya, tum Mohini, Bhavani Maiya, tum Mohini re, tum Mohini re, tum Mohini, tere sat sangini jag janani O Bhavani Maiya, tum Mohini, O Bhavani Maiya, tum Mohini. They begin to glorify and eulogize Lord Vishnu as Mohini. And you know what Mohini is doing? Mohini is playing with the mind of this demon. Huh? And so the demon sees Mohini and the demon is asking, who are you? And listen to what Mohini is saying. So who are you? Huh? And everything, the demon asks Mohini, Mohini is asking back in return, so where you live? And the demon says, so where you live? Huh? Mohini is asking, so where you live? How are you so beautiful? The demon is asking Mohini, and Mohini says, so how are you so good looking? Huh? And so every question that comes, the same question is being asked in return. You ever talk to somebody like that? The little child. Anything you tell the little child, he say, and then you say, not Huh? You ever talk to the little baby? The little baby say, everything is There's some adults too, you know, anything you ask them, me, you know. Anything you ask them. You're waking, me, you know. You're sleeping, me, you know. You're hungry, me, you know. You're going, me, you know. You're coming, me, you know. You don't know nothing. You know, so you expect anybody to know? Huh? That's how we live. And you see somebody sneeze? We live our whole life like that. We know. You know nothing. You have no clue. You're just existing. Huh? All you're living for is to see tension until you reach the age of pension. That's all you know. But chances are you wouldn't even live to receive pension. Eh? Because when pension was 60 years and you were guaranteed, you sure you might get a pension. Now they put it to 65. Eh? They put it to 65. So you know they had to pay it for too long now, because 65 is 1 foot here and 1 foot somewhere else. So they're hoping that you wouldn't. Nobody complain about that. Eh? Nobody complain about that. But you see, by the time I reach 60, it better have pension, you know. Because I want pension from young. I feel like I get pension from all now. Nobody complains. You see the things to complain about, nobody complains. When the pension was a certain amount and then they cut the pension and they take from you, nobody complained, you know. Nobody said anything, because you know why? Everybody lost their voice at that time. Huh? Nobody spoke. Nobody said anything about that. And the old people are deprived and squeezed and suffered. And nobody cares. Nobody stands up and fight for that. And so Mohini, every question the demon asks, Mohini is asking the same question. And then the demon says, you're so pretty. Why don't we get married? And here Mohini, you're so ugly. Why don't we get married? It's the only time she's changing now. She's not saying the same thing. She's changing. She's telling the truth. Huh? You ever watch a little child and everybody say, Kuchi, Kuchi, Kwan, in your mind you say, oh God, what happened to you? Huh? They say you're over nice. They say, you're a little pot scrub and scrub it down, you're a little dark. Eh? Huh? You tell the mother, don't walk heat too much in his sun, you know. You get a little more darker. Huh? You walk up to the little baby and you hold his nose and you say, that nose like a butt, sorry. Huh? And you're pretending you like the child, you know. But in your mind, you're thinking something else. And that's not only with a child. That's with many beings. Thank God nobody could see the thought going through our mind. Because we laugh and hug and kiss people that we really don't like. And that's a fact. It is the truth. When you're in your gear, don't lie. That's the truth. Is that the truth? Is that the truth? Oh, I thought it was just me. No, I'm not feeling bad. It is important to tell the truth. Right, Sharon? It is important to tell the truth. And so the demon says to Mohini, let us get married. And Mohini says, well, there is a condition. There is a condition I'll get married to you on that. And the demon say, anything. And Mohini say, anything? And the demon say, yeah, anything you say. The boy so loved the girl, huh? Anything she said to do, he doing it, you know. 2 years after your marriage, she say, hey boy, bring a water for me. He say, hey girl, you don't have a hand? Huh? 2 years after the wedding, you know what they say about a marriage? You know, we just had a wedding in this Yagna. You know what they say about a marriage? They say in year 1, the girl listens to the boy. In year 2, the boy listens to the girl. And in year 3, the neighbor listens to the boy and girl. Everybody else begin to listen now, because now it gets a little louder. Yeah? They stop talking to each other. They start quarreling with each other. So everybody else hearing. And so Mohini says there is a condition. And the demon say anything. And Mohini say, well, you could dance? Dance now. And he said, but it have no music. Mohini said, what kind of love you in? You love me and you can't pretend you hear music and dance? And Lord Shiva and Lord Brahma hiding, they laughing. Hearing at what is happening, they're laughing. And both of them, they're singing to Mohini. Bhavani Maiya Tum Mohini, Bhavani Maiya Tum Mohini, Tum Mohini Re Tum Mohini, Tum Mohini Re Tum Mohini, Tere Sat Sangini Jag Janani, O Bhavani, O Bhavani Maiya Tum Mohini, Bhavani Maiya Tum Mohini. She says, if you love me, you'll pretend you hear the music and you will dance. And you know, the demon started to dance. You ever see somebody dancing with no music? What do you see? You say like you're a what? Who dance with no music? Oh, you all know that? So he's dancing as though he's and dancing. Mohini say you're dancing good, but I'm not feeling it, man. You have to move. And so I want you to do me a favor. Hop on one foot now. Hop on one foot. And the demons start to hop everywhere on one foot. You know how much of our sons and our daughters hopping on one foot like they're crazy? Because they're in love. They're in love. They over love one another. Whole day and whole night they're on the phone. WhatsApp for free, They go to work and they can't function. I'm going to open my bread and butter now, and I'm going to take a bite. And I'm calling your name, and I'm going to open my club soda. And I might belch. If you hear me belch, I belch in with love. And then in the night, you lie down on the bed and you say, oh God, I'm looking up in the ceiling, and all I see is you in front of me. And you know what happened? My heart racing off. I'm feeling like I have so much energy. I can't sleep, I'm only thinking about you, Dudu. And you know what happened? Years after you get married to your Dudu, And you know what happened? Poor Dudu had to beg you to talk to she, because two all watching the ceiling and you ain't seeing she and she ain't seeing you. And to make sure they're seeing each other, you might have to put a mirror up there. But by the time you reach in that bed, you want to talk to one another, you turn in some other side, not to watch up. And it's a fact. Because the people you love to talk to and the people you enjoy talking to, when they come and you grow to be apart from them. There's some people they're lucky, I talk to them almost every day. I talk to them every day. But there's some people who say to me, I'm fed up with you calling me. Well, you know what? I'm not calling back. I'm not calling you back. And then when they realize you didn't call this, they call and they say, you're vexed. And in my mind I say, you from what one? Something wrong with your brains? In my mind I'm thinking, appreciate those who appreciate you. Value those who value you. Value those who value your opinion. Value those who listen to your instruction based on their experiences. Don't form an opinion based on their experience, but learn to tread carefully so that their experience will not be your experience. And when people give you, or tell you, it is not because they don't like you, or it is not because they don't want you to enjoy, and it is not because they're preventing you, it is because they're saying to you, be cautious, be mindful, be careful. There is a proverb that MP Barry says in every speech that he says. He says, to whom much is given, much is expected. Have you ever heard that? To whom much is given, much is expected. And once you are given, there is something that is required. You're supposed to have some kind of respect for yourself first, before anybody could have respect for you. The company that you keep, the association that you keep, tells who you are, Well, I go in with them, but me doing with them doing. Long time, you're on the block and you're in the company of people who smoking. Who do you still lock up? They used to go and smell your mouth to see if you have smoke in it. Everybody get locked up. You know why? Because you're in the company, the wrong company. And people class you to be them because you are in their association. Tonight, they begin to eulogize Mohini. And eulogizing Mohini have this demon dancing hopping all over. Hopping all over. And as the demon begins to hop all over, Mohini says, do one more thing for me now. Do one more thing. Take your left hand and put it on your waist. Imagine how that will look. You're hopping on one foot and you have your left hand on your waist. How that will look? We could probably try that, Munilan. You think you could do that fast? We could probably try that out to see what will happen. When I come down from here, I will try it out. And so, hopping all over with one hand on his waist, Lord Vishnu is laughing in his mind because he is Mohini Roop, and Lord Brahma and Lord Shiva, they're laughing loud from behind the tree. Tum Mohini re, tum Mohini, tum Mohini re, tum Mohini, tere sat sangini jagay janani, O Bhavani Maiya, tum Mohini, Bhavani Maiya, tum Mohini, Bhavani Maiya, tum Mohini, say one more thing. One more thing. I know you're tired. One more thing. Take your right hand and put it on your head. Quick. And we get him married after. And he didn't think all he hears is married. Huh? He forget about everything else and he put his hand on his head and you know what happened? He burned himself by him. Burn himself by himself. The old people used to say, when your car hear, you will? Huh? When your car listen, you will feel, you will bear the brunt. There's some people, they know everything, you know. They know everything a little too much. Think to know, they don't know, eh? Think not to know, that's what they know. And the demon burns himself. And Mohini begins to dance now. And as Mohini begins to dance, they eulogize the goddess Mohini. Tere sate sangini jagay janani, oh tere sate sangini jagay janani, oh Bhavani Maiya tum Mohini, Bhavani Maiya tum Mohini re tum Mohini, tum Mohini re tum Mohini, tere sate sangini jagay janani, oh Bhavani Maiya tum Mohini, oh Bhavani Maiya tum Mohini. Jagadamba Mata ki, Umapati Mahadeva ki. The demon has burnt himself by him, being blinded by that thing that is called love. Love. Have you ever heard? Love makes you do foolish things. Have you ever heard that before? Well, I don't know. I was never in love before. So I don't know for sure. But if ever, I hope I don't get foolish. But it's Satnarayan is about to give his blessings, in whichever way he chooses to. Bhavani Maiya tum Mohini, oh Bhavani Maiya tum Mohini, re tum Mohini, re tum Mohini, tere sate sangini jagay janani, oh Bhavani Maiya tum Mohini, oh Bhavani Maiya tum Mohini. Guru Maharaj ki jai.
Principal Sri Bindraban Bihari Lal ki jai, Surumapati Mahadev ki jai, Sriman Vedvyas, Devan Sindhi, Bhagwan Das and their extended family, Bhajan Kirtan Mandali, the president of the Ganesh Utsav Foundation and all the pious devotees of God. This evening I would like to take the opportunity to say a special thanks to Dev and Cindy for having me to be part of their Yagna for the past 9 evenings, and also to Panditji for sitting there and performing puja. Puja is part of the foundation of every Yagna that one would perform. Panditji for the past 9 evenings have delivered wonderful discourses to many of you. And the only time that these discourse and these lessons from the discourse that would bring fruit and bring benefit is when you, the individual, put these words and these lessons into practice. Each and every day, whatever action that you do, remember whichever lesson that came from the Holy Scriptures, that you know what, let me make myself better in some way. In some way, let me improve myself. And if we take these discourses and we improve ourselves, then truly we will be serving our purpose of being blessed with this human birth. And this human body which we have been given is the greatest gift that we have received from Bhagwan, from God. So this evening, again, once more, it has been a pleasure to join in this Yagya with this wonderful family, Panditji again. And I pray that the blessings of that divine and that supreme being be with each and all. We join in prayer. Harihi Om. Mudakrata kamodakam sada vimukti sadakam Kaladharavamastakam vilasi lokarakshakam Anayakaikanayakam vinaisi bhadaityakam Namatsura niranjanam natarika puradaram सुरेश्वरं निरेश्वरं गजेश्वरं गणेश्वरं महेश्वरं तस्मारे परतपरं निरन्तरम् जय गणेश जय गणेश जय गणेश पाहि मां जय गणेश जय गणेश जय गणेश रक्ष मां जय गणेश जय गणेश जय गणेश पाहि मां जय गणेश जय गणेश जय गणेश रक्ष मां जय गणेश पाहि मां जय गणेश रक्ष मां श्री गणपति गणेश भगवान की जय। थैंक यू वेरी मच पंडित जी।
रम 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 राम बोले
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 Pandit ji is performing the Havan. Dev and Cindy, can you all please come quickly? Ram 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 bole
रम 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 राम बोले
Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
हरे रामा 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 हरे हरे।
Over the past 2 years, I've had the privilege of meeting with Dev and Cindy. I met with Cindy and Dev not because they like me, but because one of their sisters, one of Cindy's sisters, they were planning to have a Yagna, and they had a list of pundits that they had to choose from. And so while choosing and sifting through the list, the sister said, well, listen, I have an idea. Let us get Pandit Sunil to come. I want him to come. And she chose me. And when they had some problems in finding me and getting my number, and so after we did the first Yagya, I came into this home as a stranger. But today I feel very much a part of this family and a part of this home. Today I feel as though I am like one of the sons that maybe the son that they never had. Because that's how they treat me. Hardly ever I will leave my home to go anywhere to sleep. Hardly ever. I will never do that. I stayed here for the duration of the Bhagavad, the entire Bhagavad. And I stayed here. And there are many things about that Bhagavad that really changed my life. That's why I realized that not everybody in your life fits into your journey. There are some people who will drop off. And when they drop off, they will pull and encourage others to drop off too. But that doesn't stop your journey. You have to be strong and steadfast to know that you have to continue. Forge forward, put God first and walk behind. Don't think about who is not on board. Think about the ones that are on board. Not who is not there, but the ones who are there. And one night we were sitting on that couch, and it was maybe 2 o'clock in the morning, because that's the time there is some graha that happens. Nobody could go to sleep here until 3 in the morning. It is a bad graha. And then these ladies get up very early in the morning, and then all you're hearing is the name of their children, and 6 o'clock, and they come right by my bed to talk. But one night we stood there, and Dave was saying to me, he said, I want to tell you something. This Bhagavad is something really complete, you know. And I said, complete? We're not done yet? He said, yes, it is complete. Because I am blessed to have the Pandit in my home staying with me. I am blessed to have you here as a part of the family, and this is a blessing in itself. He said, and I'm happy. I feel as though I'm serving and fulfilling my purpose. And when he said that to me, that did something to me. Every night, this lady will come and she'll knock on the door. Anything to eat, anything to drink, you swear she's selling something. In the morning, first thing she will do, what are we eating? How you sleep? You okay? She'll have a problem with everything. She'll have a problem if I cover or if I didn't cover. She'll have a problem if I leave the door open or if I close the door. She'll have a problem with everything because she so wants to make sure that you're comfortable. Every time I go to bed, there is a new towel on the bed. And I say to her, I don't need a new towel. I could use the same one. I am Trinidadian. I am accustomed. I know to improvise. When they're ironing their clothes, they're ironing my clothes, although it's done iron already. And that's the kind of personality, that's the kind of people they are. In Dave and Cindy, not only me, but all members of the Ganesh Utsav Foundation, we have found true friends. We have found a sister, and we have found a brother. We have found a mother, and we have found a father. We have found people who show us unconditional love. Not by what they say, but by what they do and how they express themselves. I tried my utmost best to convince them not to have this yagya. The only thing I did not do was kiss their foot. I said we just had 21 sessions of Bhagavad. Everybody will say, that house again, them people again, the same Pandit again. They say, and so what? We want to have the yagya. I want to have the yagya. And I fought and I tried, not 9 days now, 5 days and 3 days. And they said to me, no, it is not what you want, it is what we want. Dave, a few days ago I gave a token of my love to Cindy. But I know you would get jealous, Dave. I know. And so, I bought you a token. And this is my gratitude to you. This is my appreciation to you. This is my thank you to you. This is my blessing to you for all that you do, not only for me, but for all members of the Ganesh Utsav Foundation. There are two main people that you know, they're up in front and they're doing anything, sweeping, cleaning, cooking. They don't know to cook, but they're cooking. Anything, they're up in front. They know to do anything. A jack of all trades and master of none. You ever hear? But it's better to be a jack of all trades and a master of none, because you know to do everything, you know, than to be a master of one and don't know to do nothing else and end up just being jack. Huh? Dave, I want to give you this token. This is a token of my love and my appreciation to you. And the only way I will know this is appreciated is when you wear it every day. Huh? In your good days and your bad days, even Sundays. Tariva laganam surinam tariva, tarabalam chandrabalam tariva, vidyabalam devabalam tariva, Lakshmi pate grugam smarami, Krishna arpanam. You must say swasti. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Can you all please come quickly? When you look at these two young ladies, they're the daughters of the home. You all seeing them? Why are you hiding behind your sister? There is a third one. She is not here physically, but she is here because she is looking on. She's not here physically, but she is looking on. These girls, they have really made me proud. Because you know why? These girls, they set up for the Havan on a Thursday at home when their mother and father running late from work. And they set up in such a way that everybody has their own murti and their own lota and their own tharya. And the day the mother and father reach late, you know, they're multitasking. They're running by the mother and father murti and doing their puja too. And sending me a WhatsApp, slow down, you're going too fast. Girls, I have a video I could show you of Salina in her glory, running from one murti to the other one, and I'm forced to laugh. To both of you, I want to say that you have made me proud. To both of you, I want to say that may Bhagwan bless you. During the Bhagavad Yagna, this child was writing her CSEC examination. During that Bhagavad. And while there is all of the noise here, she has to be studying inside. And some of the sessions she has to leave home and she has to go to write the exam and come back, and somebody has to drop her and somebody has to pick her up, and the father has to run between sessions to drop to school and pick up. And they did all of that with grace. I owe a depth of gratitude to you. There are no amount of words that I can use to express my gratitude and to say thank you enough. But saying thank you will deprive you from your blessing, your true blessing. So you know what I want to say? God bless you. Give each other a hug. Girls, give each other a hug. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Let us all stand at this time as now we prepare for the Purnahuti, the final offering into the sacred fire. I'm going to ask all of those who did the arti on the various nights to come and join me in the Purnahuti quickly. And so, the Purnahuti symbolizes that the Yagna has come to an end. Tomorrow evening we'll be here again from 6 o'clock in the evening for the Godan ceremony. It will not be aired on television. It will not be aired on television. It will be done here humbly and simply. And so if you want to be a part of this ceremony, then come and join with us. Puja begins at 6 o'clock in the evening, tomorrow evening. Come and be a part of the Godan ceremony. Maybe you have never witnessed the Godan. Come and let's all be a part of it. We pray to Bhagwan, to Paramatma. You have afforded unto us this opportunity to pray to you. And so if we have made any mistakes, any shortcomings, we beg for Chama, for forgiveness. And so as this coconut will be burnt to ashes, so to may all our problems or sickness or distresses, all negative energies be burnt away. We beg of you, listen to our prayer. Hari Om. Yatra Yogeshwara Krishna, Yatra Pato Dhanurdana, Tatra Sri Vijayo Bhutar, Trivani Tirmatir Mama, Purnamada, Purnamidam, Purnat Purna Mudakchate, Purnasya, Purnamadhaya, Purnameva Vasishtate. Om Sarvam Ve Purnagam, Sarvam Ve Purnagam, Sarvam Ve Purnagam, Swaha. We offer water. Papoham Papakarmam Papatmam Pundani Kaksha, Trahimam Pundari Kaksha, Sarva Papa Haru Hari, Punatu Punatu, Gangesha Yamunisha Guravri, Saraswati Narvana Sindhu Kaveri. We smart fan the smoke in all directions. Om Vanaspatara Surabhuto Gandaryo Ganadutama Agre Sarvari Vanam Dhupoyam Brati Gretam Dhupoyam Agrapyami. We all stretch our hands. Om Manalanama, Om Manalanama, Om Manalanama. We join in the arti. Jai Devi Hare, Sri Devi Hare, दुखियों को दुख दूर करे. जय 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 देवी हरे.
जय देवी हरे, श्री देवी हरे, दुखियों को दुख दूर करे. जय 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 देवी हरे.
जब चांद तरफ अंधियारा हो, आशा का दूर किनारा हो.
जब चारों तरफ अंधियारा हो, आशा का दूर किनारा हो.
और कोई नहीं बनहारा हो, फिर तू ही बेड़ा पार करो. जय 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 देवी हरे. को भी अमृत कर दे।
तू चाहे तो सब कुछ कर दे, विष को भी अमृत कर दे।
पूरन करने सबकी आशा,
पूर्ण कर दे सबकी आशा।
जो भी तेरा ध्यान धरे, तेरे जो भी तेरा ध्यान धरे। जय 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 देवी हरे।
जय देवी हरे, श्री देवी हरे, दुखियों को दुख दूर करे। जय 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 देवी हरे।
तेरा दर्शन को मैं तरस रहा, तेरा नाम माला जपते रहूं।
तेरा दर्शन को मैं तरस रहा, तेरा नाम भी माला जपती रहूं।
बहुसागर में तेरी मैया,
भव सागर में तेरी नैया।
चन्न में जाई किनार हो, तेरे चन्न में जाई किनार हो। जय 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 देवी हरे।
जय देवी हरे, श्री देवी हरे, दुखियों को दुख दूर करे। जय 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 देवी हरे।
जय देवी हरे, श्री देवी हरे, दुखियों को दुख दूर करे। जय 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 देवी हरे।
जय देवी हरे, श्री देवी हरे, दुखियों को दुख दूर करे। जय 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 देवी हरे।
We will bow our heads in prayer. As we pray with faith, with love and with devotion, we give thanks to you for blessing us with existence. We give thanks to you for blessing us with the opportunity to worship you for all of these days and all of these nights. And so if we have faltered in any way, knowingly or unknowingly, we beg for Chama. And so what can we give to you when everything in this world belongs to you? We offer our love at your lotus-like feet. Guide us onto the pathway of salvation, we beg of you. May the thousands of lamps that we have lit along the journey of our lifetime illumine that pathway that our soul will travel when death comes. May the thousands of ahutis we have offered into the fire and the food that we have fed to those who are less fortunate on our side be the food that our soul will enjoy. May the actions that we have performed, the good actions, be the bliss that our soul will experience on this journey. And so if we have faltered, while on that journey we beg for forgiveness, Bhagwan. Through the medium of the ability to worship you, we beg for Chama. In your own humble way, pray as we chant the mantras of benediction.
Mantrahinam grihainam bhaktihinam janardanam yat poshitam maya deva pare purnam parastame tvameva mata cha pita tvameva bando cha sakha tvameva vidya tvavinam tvameva sarvam mama deva deva asato ma satgamaya tamaso ma jyotirgamaya me jyotmaramritam gamaya
Om Shanti Om Shanti
Om Shanti Om Shanti
We lift our hands, victory. Umapati Mahadev ki jai, Pavan Sutta Hanuman ki jai, Ayodhya Ram Lala ki jai, Vrindavan Krishna Chandra ki jai, Pure Sagarnath ki jai, Bolo bhai sab santan ki jai siya. Satya Sanatan Dharma ki, Satya Sanatan Dharma ki, Satya Sanatan Dharma ki. Turn to each other. Sitaram, Sitaram, Sitaram Kahi, Jahi Bidhi Rakhe Rama,
काहे विधि राखे रामा काहे विधि रहे सीताराम 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 सीताराम
Satya Sanatan Dharma ki.
सीताराम
Turn to the person, come on, God bless you. Come on, I want to hear you. Let us all be seated now. And I want you to do me a favor. As the arti is coming, the Panchamrit, the Persad, I want you to do me a favor. I want you to give the Brahmachari a round of applause. Everybody. And this is the Pandit of tomorrow. We are the Pandits of today. Pandit Satnarayan, I have a little problem. Your son is blowing the shank better than you. And you know that's making me wonder. He's blowing the shank. He's actually doing an excellent job. We need to give him a clap for that too. In the Ganesh Utsav, you'll hear him sing. In the Ganesh Utsav, you'll hear him sing. In this puja, you heard him chant mantras of benediction. In the Ganesh Utsav, he'll sing. And then maybe eventually he might be the one reading. So, all of those things are things to look forward to. This evening, clap and sing with me, everybody. तुम मोहिनी रे तुम मोहिनी रे तुम मोहिनी तेरे सत्संगिनी जग जननी ओ भवानी मैया तुम मोहिनी ओ भवानी मैया तुम मोहिनी तुम मोहिनी रे तुम मोहिनी तेरे सत्संगिनी जग जननी ओ भवानी मैया तुम मोहिनी ओ भवानी मैया तुम मोहिनी This evening there is a little Devi on the stage. She came to sing a bhajan. So we'll give her a chance to sing the bhajan. And this evening, when you came in, you heard the beautiful melodious voice and the singing. And you know I had to look more than once to make sure that we were not listening to recording. Because such is the perfection in her voice and notes and all of these things. And so I had to look. And singing on the stage was Amanda Suknanan. Is that the correct name? Amanda Suknanan. Is that the correct name? What's the name? Nandita. She was singing on the stage. Let's give her a round of applause. Over the past many nights, the members of my group, they have done a magnificent job. In the Bhagavad Yagna, they stayed with me for 7 days and 7 nights. And there was only one delinquent member who, it was his birthday and he took a time out. The drummer now. You sing it? But I want you to give the group a round of applause. All members of the group. Amanda Suknanan is an opposite student of Shiva Boys Hindu College, and so she is also a senior member of the Bollywood Dance Company and participates in many competitions and concerts and various events should be performing a devotional dance to Lord Ganesh. Do we have this queued up? So we'll have the dance before the singing. So can we have Amanda? You know, Amanda, what got me confused is Shiva boys. It got me kind of confused. I stuttered, and then I remembered, yes. So let's give Amanda a round of applause as she makes her way to the stage.